Alright, gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. Guys, in today's video I want to talk to y'all about Crystal of Atlan. However, if you want to stay up to date with all things Crystal of Atlan, make sure you are liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and let's go ahead and get on into today's subject. So, Crystal of Atlan's been here for probably a little bit over a year now, and it's a pretty fun anime MMORPG, I'm not gonna lie. So, for starters, and to throw in some context and give you guys a little bit of background. Number one, I'm actually a Crystal of Atlan partnered content creator. But as you see here on the channel, I don't make Crystal of Atlan content very often. I made a pretty good amount of videos on the game at launch, and then I kind of, slowed down and backed off a bit from there. So when looking at the game in 2026, I'm going to talk to you guys a bit about my experience and tell you, why I don't play it too much anymore, and maybe that'll give you some context looking in. But keep in mind, be your own person, try the game out for yourself. Just because I'm not happy with everything that's going on with it doesn't mean you won't be. All right, everybody's got different tastes, different things, different strokes for different folks, and some mechanics people are okay with in games, while other mechanics some people aren't okay with in games. And that's just how things work. So just keep that in mind when I'm discussing everything that I want to talk about. So first and foremost, like I was saying, Crystal of Atlan is a very fun anime MMORPG. A bunch of things I can give this thing credit for is it has amazing combat. It has a pretty decent variety of classes so far. They are all creative, and different in their own ways. They're not, just the typical base classes you get in any MMO, like a sword and shield character, a mage, healer, and then, like a dual sword user and stuff like that. There's a variety of stuff in here. You got swords, great swords, guns, magic, fist, all kinds of different play styles you can have. In Crystal of Atlan, if you can't find something that you don't enjoy playing, I will be highly surprised if you start this MMO up and you can't find a class that's right for you. I'll be very shocked if you play this MMO and you don't find anything that you like to play. I'll give them that. They got the good classes. The combat in this game, oh my god, the combat feels great. Pure beat 'em up, very fast paced. It's very button mashy, but also very strategic. The build system is even really good too. How you can customize your different moves, upgrade your characters, and all that stuff. A lot of these things, they kill it in these areas. The story of the game's a little, I'm not too crazy about the story. I found it interesting at first, but then I was slowly falling off it more and more as the game progressed on. But it's not terrible. Okay? The one thing I do want to remind y'all about Crystal of Atlan, this is where some of my problems with the game come in, is it's a mobile game at heart at the end of the day. So this is an MMO that's available on mobile, PC, and console. And that's another issue I have with the game too. Is just like the silly mistake Tower of Fantasy made at first, console is completely separate from PC and mobile. When developers know how beneficial crossplay is, especially to free-to-play live service titles, and especially with MMORPGs. Because dungeon queues are a thing, partying up with other players is a thing, and don't get me wrong, the PlayStation 5 is a very popular platform. But this game, and even the whole community has said it, would benefit from crossplay with all platforms. They put PC and mobile on one server, and they put PlayStation on its own separate server for some godforsaken reason. I don't know why they did this. I don't know if Sony was being difficult with the crossplay. I don't know what exactly the reason is. But that's definitely one thing they do need to rectify in the future, because that just isn't going to fly, and that's not a good thing. Any MMO that's releasing in 2020s or later should have crossplay by default. That's a thing now. That's a must. I don't want to give props to Fortnite all the time, but hey, guess what? They're the ones who made it the standard. All right, and it is becoming the standard. So if you want to make a live service game, as much as people are already looking down on these already, try not to make silly small mistakes like that. But yeah, the game needs crossplay. Another thing that bugs me about it is it has a lot of mobile mechanics, and as you can guess, things like pay to win mechanics. There's certain stuff you can buy that can give you an edge in the game, and help increase your character's power level and stuff like that. There's the energy system that's also in mobile games. Like, ugh. Now, when it comes to mobile games, even that I find it weird that developers put these systems in mobile games. Like, I get trying to, make people spend money, but I also like as free to play games, you want people playing your game all the time. And if they don't want to spend the money, energy systems are going to hinder your players from playing. So, like I said, the logic, I get it, but I think it's a risky move, and developers should stop doing it 100%. That's just my personal opinion, but, developers are going to do what they're going to do. This game has an energy system and all that, and that just, it turns me off. And you need the energy to run all kinds of content in the game, even some of the basic storyline content before endgame. Some of those dungeons require energy. Meaning, if you burn it all up on other activities, you can't even progress through the story if you have no way to restore it unless you pay money. And, that's just, that's the insane thing. Now, in the game's defense, I will give it to them that, they have events and all kinds of different things where they do give out a decent amount of free energy from time to time. And, there's all kinds of items you can get that'll give you free energy and stuff like that. But in my opinion, just, I don't know, it shouldn't be there. Anything that hinders your playtime in an MMO, when, the whole point of these games is, to grind your ass off, I think that's weird. But the character creation, it's all right. Most of the characters, they have pretty set looks. Unfortunately, there is gender lock with all the classes, so some classes are male, some are female. You can't make them male and female, which is another turn off for me. I hate it when games do gender lock. I think that's a really old thing of the past. Like, I was a big, like, for example, guys, I'm a big fan of Terra. Terra Console is one of my favorite MMORPGs of all time, and I hate that game has gender lock. I gave Mass Entertainment so much crap about that when that game came out. And I was partnered with them, and I told them straight up, hey, I do not like this gender lock. Please fix that. I said it to Mass, I said it to Bluehole, I said it to everyone I could, and I screamed it from the mountaintops. Besides, the mobile like, just monetization and features, Crystal of Atlan is a solid MMO. There's voice acting to it. The game's optimized pretty well on PS5. It runs good. The dungeons are fun. The raids are fun. The combat is good. They try, to keep a steady stream of content. Some of their updates are a little meh and bland here and there, but, they're pretty good with adding new dungeons, raids, and things to do. It's just the mobile mechanics in it are a huge turnoff, and that's the only reason I cannot recommend Crystal of Atlan to anybody in 2026. But that's not to say that you should not try the game for yourself and form your own opinion. I am just one guy on the internet at the end of the day. Check the game out for yourself, try it, and hey, if you feel I'm wrong, the comment section's right there. Let me have it. But anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed today's video, smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.
Filling the lungs inside you, and the black